This is the easiest thing in the world, but it's going to look super good once you're done. It's basically, you just need leather, and you should get scrap from, you could get a bag of scrap from Michael's or Joann's, and probably a lot of other art stores. You can probably order a bag of scrap from Amazon, I bet. Get like a 1 pound bag. What's it called? You just need a few pieces. You want to, you know what? You can have thin or thick. I kind of like a little bit thicker. I don't like the stuff that's so thin. It's like regular fabric. But in any case, you're gonna want scissors, good scissors, industrial scissors, but don't spend a ton on them. I've found actually really good ones for like $12 at Walmart. But you want to get scissors that are made for cutting through heavy fabrics, not cheap scissors, because that's going to be a pain in the butt. So you need this, and you need this. And that's pretty much it. That's all. The rest you need is your regular wire wrapping stuff, which you should already have if you're a wire wrapping person. Pliers. I'm going to use 16 gauge. You can use 18. You can use 20. Whatever you prefer. It's really, earrings don't get as much of a beating because they're already in a delicate place, so people are more careful with them. And the backing of the leather kind of protects it from getting snagged a little bit. So you can really get away with a lot more with these, where otherwise you'd have to anchor your pieces much better. You can make some really wild, crazy designs and don't have to worry as much about them getting snagged. So this is just overall just so fun. So basically all we're going to do is, there's a million options, but we're basically just for this video going to cut out some teardrops, some big fat teardrops, and we're going to punch a hole. Oh, you're going to need leather punch. You're going to need a industrial hole punch. I'm not sure the correct perfect name for it, but it's basically standard, this 6-sided thing with a wheel of different size hole punches. And again, this one was 20. This one's held up forever. I got a super cheap one at Michael's for 10, and with the coupon it came out to like 6. So, you know, not a big deal. So that's what you need. You need the scissors, the leather, the scissors, and the hole punch. Now, if you want to put a little eyelet in your hole, which is a little metal cap that has a hole in it, you can get that. They're called eyelet grommets. You want the small ones, and then you want to get this special little pliers that is made for them. Special pliers that can crimp them down, and basically you just punch a hole, put the eyelet in, and then squeeze it with the pliers, and that's it. Don't get the ones where it has a little bit that you hammer down to try to get the eyelet to go. You can, but that's just such a pain in the butt. I found these pliers are like $7 if you can find them. I went to a couple places and the stores didn't even know what I was talking about. So I'll try to put links in the description, because if I was really responsible, I would have already had that going. But anyway, let's get to the fun. So here I got a couple different colors of leather. I got this lighter tan. I got this darker reddish brown. And then I just got a piece of belt, because this is not going to work as well with fake leather belts, because once you cut through them, they tend to have layers that start to unravel. But if you find real leather, you can find some really pretty, look at that pattern already made. And if you look at some of my wood burning, leather wood burning videos, you can burn a cool pattern in. I might do that in the next video. Today I just want to get this out for you guys. So here's my industrial scissors. Don't look like anything special. And let's just start. Let's get ourselves, let's start with the tan. And just draw yourself out a nice shape. I always like to conserve my materials, try to get as close to the edge of a piece as possible, thinking I'm going to use the entire piece, and sometimes I do. Let's see, let's get a nice, yes. All right. Can't tell you how much smoother it is when you have the really good scissors. If you want to do the eyelets, you want to use the big hole, but otherwise medium or small hole will work. This is the second to the smallest. Put the hole not too close to the edge, but as close as possible where you feel like the leather is not going to be weakened or rip. So I'm about 2 millimeters away from the very top there. And if you get it really close, nah, don't even do that. Let's be on the safe side. Okay. Now you just take your copper, just take 2 pieces about the same size and have fun. Again, this is where you can just play around with some fun designs. And the rules aren't going to be that crazy like they normally would as far as keeping everything super tight or anything. So I'm just going to do my basic spiral. Just hold it tight right there. Wrap it around the pliers. Like get the sharp end tucked in, get it out of the way, and just start spiraling. Pretty much, depending on the gauge and depending on how tight the spiral is, you can do a lot of this with your fingers. You don't even need to stress too much about much else. Now the sky's the limit. I could put a couple more little dangly things down here to fill up the empty space. I can just leave it as is. I could do like a cool pattern on the leather, or I could cut it to fit better, or I could stretch out the metal. I think I'm going to do a cool pattern. Now painting on the leather is totally fun and cool. You can do little dabs of paint there. I'm just going to grab my wood burning tool and knock that out because I wasn't going to do it on this video, but come on, that's going to look so cool. Let's cut some more of our leather while we're waiting for the wood burner to warm up. I'm cutting this on an angle from the pattern because I don't want the pattern to just be straight up and down. Try to give it a little extra flair or something. Sometimes if these edges get a little too not smooth, you can hit them with the wood burner and that kind of burns them smoother. But there we go. Got that pattern. It's kind of on that angle. Now I'm going to cut the next one, angling it the other way. There we go. Okay, I think this wood burner's hot enough. Let's see. Ooh, not bad. Get yourself one of these. I have like 4 videos on how to use this wood burner. It's like 16 bucks. Best investment ever. So much fun. And it burns leather faster than wood, even though it's made for wood. It's basically a modified soldering iron with a chisel tip. So anyway, put a little more decoration in there. Should be good. Check the edges that are a little bit unsmooth. You can smoothen them right up. So awesome. Voila. And let's see. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Now I just get a jump ring close enough in color to match. You're going to want to do big jump ring, tiny little jump ring, and then earring hook. Why not put the earring hook right on there? Because most earring hooks don't have a big enough loop to get through all of that stuff, and you're going to be forcing it, and it's going to be a mess, and you'll be trying to cut the hole too close to the edge. So big jump ring. Make it easy on yourself. Big jump ring. Then you can hang multiple. You could even have like another layer of a smaller piece of metal. You can have all kinds of fun stuff. But big jump ring. And then you don't put the earring hook on the big jump ring because the earring hook will be facing sideways. And then the beautiful part of the earring will not face directly out from the ear. You'll see the edge of it. So you need one big jump ring and then a little jump ring to turn the earring hook the right way. Big jump ring, little jump ring, earring hook. Voila! Beauty and simplicity. These smaller reddish brown, darker leather got a little jagged around the edges, so I'm just going to touch them up. Yeah, this is very nice. It kind of gives a nice burned look to the edge too, which is an added bonus. Now these I'm going to burn the pattern ahead of time just to show you another option, and I'm not going to try to make it anything like super perfectly symmetrical, just having fun. You always want to have a block of wood underneath you. This is a cutting board I probably shouldn't be using because I don't want to mark it up, but I'm trying to be careful. All right. This is that bare copper I got right from the hardware store. You know what? This might be 14 gauge. This is kind of hard to bend, but we'll muscle through it because we love to do that. I'm going to get a little darker here for a second to focus. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Yep, that's some muscle-inducing fun. All right, let's see what we got here. See if that's going to hang the way I think it is. Just test it out with a piece of wire. Oh yeah. See if we can do that twice. Just kind of, as I'm bending this, I'm just going to put it against that to try to model it after the other one. And then flip it. Close enough. Remember, don't try to make your pieces completely perfect because you'll drive yourself nuts and then it won't look handmade, it'll look machine made. You don't want that. You need a little imperfection in there just to make it cool. Another thing is, if you're not sure, always give yourself a little bit too much if you're able to cut it off later to make it smaller. It's easier to have too much and cut it than have too little and have to start over. All right. Bam! Always double check, make sure all your sharp edges are totally tucked. Squeeze them flat and test them out. Make sure there's no scratchiness anywhere. And hold them this way. Make sure they're totally flat. You can, you know, unless you want them to stick out and be 3D, however you want to do it. Really no right or wrong. Bam! Hello! Let's burn the edges of these babies. Get them nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Again, this might be easier for you in 20 or 18 gauge. Don't try all these crazy loops with 16 gauge if you're not used to it, unless you want a real finger workout. But again, it could really inflame your wrists if you're not used to it and you try to push them too hard. As long as you use good body mechanics, though, you should be okay. Woosah! Boo!